Yeti folks. Yes, we did finish the wolves one. It was great. I've got two of the same thing up. That's hilarious. Hi everybody. Good time zone. Let me move this over. It's not obscuring that other thing. My captions aren't running. My goodness, y'all. Professional streamer. There we go. I fixed it. Mostly. Most of the things are fixed. You can't see the second half of my pronouns, but that's also something easy to fix. Let's see. There. Ta-da. All right. Hi, everyone. It's me. Just me today. Just me today. It's also my take the stabby meds day, so everything is taking longer. I got my COVID vaccine like 8 or 9 days ago, and I have been in like a flare / crash ever since. So that's an adventure. Okay, let me read through chat. It's not very long. Meowdy to Jackrabbit. Meowdy to Toxalove. Welcome in, y'all. Good to see you both. And then I told you about stream. Today we're going to be discussing microaggressions and cultural appropriation. It's called Doing the Work. Hello, Tranzel. Welcome in. Yeah, I need to turn that timer off. Let me find that. So yeah, basically I have not been feeling well for a while. And also it's like we're in the middle of trying to prepare for in the middle of trying to prepare for Pride. And so that's just like a lot of stuff to be doing all at once. But yes, we did fund that one, thankfully. Thanks for asking, Jackrabbit. It was amazing. Welcome in, Juice Tex. Thank you for the hugs. I appreciate and receive them. So today we have some chatty chats about microaggressions and cultural appropriation. I have a video for us to watch on microaggressions. It's about 3 minutes long, and then when we do the cultural appropriation, I've got a 6-minute video for us to watch. Yeah. You're watching with no audio. Okay. Well, hopefully the captions will do okay-ish. Awesome. This is my scene. It looks like it's mostly working. It is funny to have this on here twice. That's actually the better looking one. So I might just do this. What a cool PNG tuber. Thank you. My friend Augie made it. Augie's commissions might be open. They open around the first of the month, every month. It's funny that we saw emotes, but not any information about Augie. There's Augie's Twitch page. And there's probably links on Augie's page where you can go find Augie's website, which is just mrsgendered.com. But it's a lovely PNG tuber. I love the non-binary wheelchair. It's part of it. It makes me happy. All right, let me pause the music. But yeah, you're getting very low energy master by themselves today. So I don't know how far we're going to get, but we'll do our best here. Let me make sure that this source has audio being captured. Yeah, okay. Right.
So you're not good at golf, but you're white. People of color have to deal with racial microaggressions every single day. So microaggressions are those little unintentional insults that basically see people of color as stereotypes, which got me thinking, what if white people had to deal with racial microaggressions?
So like, where are you from?
No, like, where are you really from?
Why don't you have an accent? Like a Swedish accent.
You know, your English is really, really good. It's like I can't even tell you have an accent or anything.
I don't have an accent.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You don't speak Gaelic?
You don't speak German?
Can you say a curse word in European?
You know, like, what does that even mean?
Hey Connor, you know about NASCAR stuff, right? Can you take a look at this?
Can you teach me how to line dance?
Play the banjo?
Act entitled in the supermarket.
I love white food. No real flavor to it. Never an upset tummy.
You're so exotic.
How do you get your hair like that? I love how it's so limp.
Ew, why does it feel like that? Oh my God, so it just does that?
No, you are really pretty for a white girl.
Your eyes are so round, like this.
You know who you look like? Kenny Chesney.
Zach Braff.
Emma Stone.
Rachel Maddow.
My friend Chad. Maybe you know him, because he's white too.
No, Emma Watson.
Not Macklemore. What's the other guy?
No, is it Emma Thompson?
It's C-H-A-D, like Chad.
One of the Emmas. You look like an Emma.
You know who you look like? I bet you hear this all the time. Jeffrey Dahmer.
How does it feel to be the token white guy in the office?
Hey, Connor, can we get a white perspective on this?
I love everything about white culture. You guys are like so fun.
What do you mean you don't listen to Creed? You're white.
You've never tried meth. But you're white.
You don't act like a normal white person.
You're not really white, though.
You're not really white.
I'm whiter than you are.
So, did all your ancestors own slaves?
No, but of course he wishes that he could still own slaves. That's a part of his culture.
Bryce, back me up on this one. The thing you have to understand about white culture
No, I
is
went
that
to
white
an
people are...
historically white college, so
Okay,
I know about
but I
white culture.
backpacked
okay? It
in
was a
Europe.
So can you say how ridiculous this was? I know. Story of my life. If you've ever experienced microaggressions because of your race, gender, sexuality, or body type, go ahead and vent about it in the comments.
Can you teach me how to, like, take a really popular rap song and, like, make it a ukulele song? It's so cool. I think it's so cool how you guys do that.
So that is from the Decoded series, which is on MTV's Impact YouTube channel. So I have 3 questions for us to take some time to reflect on and then maybe share answers with the chat. Let me actually get my other software running here. He said some pretty racist things in middle school. Yeah. I think, I think probably everyone has said racist things, whether or not they realize it. It's a thing that happens, La la la. Okay, let me get this little fella. Oh, come here, guy. Alright, so I will write the questions down for us. There's the me ones. Haha. Here's the ones we did last time. So I'll read through this whole pile of thoughts here. What I don't know is if they can do any cases besides just typing. No, not really. So we watched the video. So we're just gonna start with the first question, and then folks can do a little bit of writing. I'll set a little timer for us with this. And then there's a button. I think right now it says T for T, draw a card / on mine, but the second half is like submit an answer to ask a question. So that is also the submit a question button. It's all the same button. It's like send us words button. So if people use that, it puts it in my reward request queue so I can kind of read them in order. So the first question is reflect on how, let me turn this down a little for my brain. Reflect on how microaggressions might apply to your own situation. What have you said? What are the limits of the empathy you experience in feeling your own microaggressions? List as many microaggressions as you can. If you're not sure whether it's a microaggression, list it anyway. You can use the ones in the video to give you an idea about actual racial microaggressions. Choose one microaggression that sounds positive. Example, I love your guys' culture. I love Mexican food. Your eyes are so big. Free write for 3 minutes about why this microaggression is an insult. And then a note, free writing is writing without stopping. Don't worry about spelling or anything. And then it says, after 3 minutes, read what you wrote. Write for another 5 minutes. Repeat this process for a microaggression that sounds like an inquiry. Example, where are you from? Share your ideas about these microaggressions with a partner. So instead of a partner, this is not like a Zoom call where we can just do breakout rooms. So if folks are willing to share in the group, that's great. I will do my best to share with the group my own reflections on these things, and we'll go from there. And there's also a note for the facilitator here that I'm just going to read. With the prompts about accessing one's own experience of microaggressions, the intention is to access one's empathy. However, it could end up coming back around to centering whiteness or engaging in oppression Olympics, and facilitators may need to watch out for that. So yeah, this is about like owning our impact, not about saying how bad we have it, if that makes sense. So, I see Jackrabbit already has an answer. I'm gonna give myself at least a couple moments to come up with my own little answer. So I'll just set the timer for 5 minutes for this question, and I may wrap sooner than that, but I just want to also give others time to write. So we're just doing the first question, which I put in the chat already. Reflect on how microaggressions might apply to your own situation. What have you said? I'm gonna think about that for a minute here. And others are welcome to be writing too. I think I said that, but I'm just reiterating. Okay, I got my question in. There's a few moments left on this timer. So I'm going to read through the questions that were submitted with the channel points, and then I'll circle back to the Twitch chat. So Jackrabbit wrote, often I get microaggressions at me as, you don't look trans. On the flip side, telling someone they don't look fat is the only example I can recall that was pointed out to me, but I'm of the belief policing myself doesn't catch everything, and it's highly possible I've let others slip, unfortunately. Yeah, I hear that. I totally hear that. I mostly thought about things that I have said. I didn't think much about things people have said to me, but that could be useful for others that don't have shared identities. Here's what I wrote. I've definitely said plenty of ableist microaggressions. Before I was a chair user myself, I would often make assumptions about people's access needs and take it upon myself to quote-unquote help. Now I understand that it is always an offer before you do, but asking the other person what their access needs are, open-ended, is even better than specific smaller questions. It's also important to remember that disabled people aren't problems to solve. We are greater than our disabilities. Just like, oh, the rest of it didn't paste. Just like trans and BIPOC folks who are whole people with interests, dislikes, and dreams. That's the rest that I wrote. And then we have one more from Golden Wing. I used to think that disability was a bad word, so I would defend people being called disabled. Since learning more and also having disabilities, I realized that mindset can be really ableist. Yeah, I hear that. Trying to think about more specific, like, race-related microaggressions, since that was the example. You know that things have definitely happened, like the example in the video of the person touching the other person's hair. I remember being in like middle or high school and wanting to touch people's hair. And it was very like autistic, like, oh, what's this texture? I was so curious, but also like very much not my business. Anyone has any other examples, feel free to pop them in. I'm gonna skim through chat right quick too. Juice says, I said some pretty racist things in middle school. I hear you, Juice. Golden, oh, what a great concept. It's always easier to learn and grow when you can do it together. Yeah. So this stream happens on the second Tuesday of the month, where we do this type of work together each month. So if you want to save the date, you can. There's a recurring event in the Discord server if that kind of reminder is helpful to you. You're a bit confused by the example, I love Mexican food. Is the context behind that important, do you think? Yeah, I think we can also get to that more on question 3, but Jackrabbit wrote back, would Mexican food be considered a microaggression, since when speaking to my neighbors, friends, and family, they didn't always know the difference between Tex-Mex and Mexican food? I think, like, so let me phrase it a different way. If I said, I love white food, what does that mean? What's white food? You say, I love Mexican food. Well, what's Mexican food? You know, if it's actually, I love burritos and tacos, you know, that's different than, like, different dishes that are Mexican. Like, maybe you're not talking about tamales. Maybe you're not talking about mole. Maybe you're specifically talking about tacos, right? Because it's, like, easy and cheap and whatever. So I think, yeah, like I wouldn't say let's go out for white food. I'd say let's go out for burgers. If that makes sense. So is it every food that comes from Mexico that you're talking about, or is it specifically burritos or tacos? Or specifically tamales, or, you know, carne asada? And like I will say, like, I'm really interested in pho tonight, not like I really want Vietnamese food tonight. Because, I don't know, I think there's also the, like, the we are not a monolith piece where it's like, you know, all Mexican food is not the same thing. I think that particular example to me gets fuzzier because sometimes, like, restaurants will even put, like, blah blah blah, a Mexican restaurant on the label, and I've never seen a white person put, like, blah 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 white restaurant. Maybe they put American cuisine. So yeah, I do think that specific is usually better than general. Yeah, like I still don't think I would say like, oh, I want to go out for some American cuisine today. I want to go out for some American food. Like, I don't think I would say that. I think I would say, like, I would like burgers. I would like waffles. I would like chicken tenders, you know? Okay, I'm not doing a very good job of scrolling. So then people send in their stuff. That's what discussions are for. Transil did a howl, and Wolves is here. Hi, Wolves. I think Wolves is here, right? Did you do Meowdy and I'm not paying attention? You did 7 whole minutes ago. You're gonna save the date. Yay! Yeah, second Tuesday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Because first and third Tuesdays is shenanigans with me and Sunbury, and then second Tuesday is this. We're working on a website that explains the entire calendar because the schedule is fairly set and recurring, but it is a lot of it is like bi-weekly or once a month, and so then people think it's random because it's not as consistent as every single week. But yes, this, you know, with the exceptions of I'm very unwell and I cannot anchor this discussion, typically this is what happens on the second Tuesday. It's this study of, like, group study of social justice. You are a fiend for Tex-Mex. Nice. Thanks for explaining more. Oh yeah, and I'm doing my best guesses out here. When my camera's on, it may be more obvious, but, and I think I say this in my profiles, but I am white. I know my little VTuber is a cat, so it's hard to tell there. But I am a white person, so I am not speaking with any authority as a person of color. I am just doing my best to work through this on my own side. Youngster Jazz, you've been unlearning fat phobia that have definitely been drilled into me by parents and also just general media messaging. I don't have specific examples, but I'm sure I've said things that indicate a superiority of thin people over fat people in the past. It's a helpful explanation regarding Mexican food versus specific foods. Cultures have so many different types of dishes. Yeah, totally. So when I say like Indian food, but then have to specify not butter chicken, but tandoori instead, I should try to go with tandoori, not Indian. Yeah, because there's also like so many subcultures in India. Like, India is a huge country. The whole caste system and everything going on. There's a lot happening. Another thing I imagine is a microaggression that I still fall into is a grouping a lot of Southeast Asian countries as Asian, which both excludes like South Asian and Middle Eastern regions, and also groups like Korea and China and Japan as a general purpose Asian. Yes. Yeah. So, and I think part of this too is like taking the time to learn those differences. Like, when we were making various roles for the Discord server, I know that I have sat for weeks and weeks looking at all kinds of materials to try and figure out like what identity roles did we want to give people to indicate race? And I looked at a bunch of other servers and how do they handle this, and the answer is nobody that I saw has tried very hard, at least. Like, maybe they'd have one catch-all BIPOC role and that was it, but there wasn't like a more broken down options. And so then we got into like the mods and I were trying to figure it out, got into interesting discussions about like, you know, well, is Jewish, it's an ethnicity, but is it a race? Like, that would be in a list of options. And that was a whole thing. Yeah. But the roles are set up in such a way that you can choose as many as apply to you. It's not like you must choose one. And we're also always open to people saying, hey, this could be better if it was tweaked in this way or that way. So as with all like work on this type of stuff, it can be really emotionally vulnerable to do. And I think doing it in a way where like, you know, we're just all acknowledging like, hey, I am learning. I'm trying to do the learning in a space where it's intentionally for that. So then it doesn't impact the people watching me learn. Like, I did not do a very good job with the caveat this time, but usually I will say at the beginning of stream, you know, if you are a person of color and watching a group of people who are perhaps majority white work through their racism is triggering for you, please come back some other day. Because we don't want to like put people through that don't want to do that. Like when I've seen like diversity and inclusion trainings, one of the strategies is to have all the white people in a room. They talk about white fragility and unlearning all this stuff, and they can say all their things that are microaggressions and kind of call each other out on it and learn about it together without impacting the people of color in the group. And then the people of color go to a different room and do whatever it is that they do, which I imagine would include a lot of venting of feelings and like perhaps like internal resource building for navigating that stuff. And how do you like hear that stuff and get through it? And I don't know, like, I'm just thinking about what would I want if I was in like a trans affinity group talking about getting misgendered and dead named. You know, I probably wouldn't spend much time thinking about how can I correct someone even better. I think I would spend a lot of time talking about my feelings and how to support my spirit in, you know, not taking it personally as much as possible. Are there VODs of these doing the work sessions? I think so. I can't remember if I made a playlist. It's one of those things that's always like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me go look right quick. If there is, it would be on my YouTube. But now I have 2 YouTubes because that's extra fun. Let's see. So not on my main channel. Let me check the VOD channel. So I have one other VOD on my VOD channel from last month. I've done way more than just those 2 months. But I haven't... Oops, thank you. Thank you for the sub. So there's the link for Maze doing the work. That's also my VOD channel. It's like I do the YouTube command, it gives you the main one. I haven't even set up a VOD command. Haha. I'm taking a moment to set up the command now. All right, there it is. Let's see if the button works. Looks like it does. Nice. So yes, the other doing the work is on my VOD channel, and that's where all my VODs go whenever I get around to uploading them. Because I am a tired spoony friend and do not always get to it. Alright, so we have a second question to work through. What are the limits of the empathy you experience in feeling your own microaggressions? So I think this is the first question was me doing microaggressions to other people. This one is me receiving microaggressions, and maybe like how much patience or lack thereof might I have going on. So I'll set another 5-minute timer for us to write on that one. And feel free to submit your answers using the same method as last time. Elaborate on this question, or you may need an example to formulate a response you're not quite sure you understand. What are the limits of the empathy you experience in feeling your own microaggressions? So perhaps another way to answer it. So I answered it one way, but I might have it wrong. The limits on the empathy you experience in feeling your own microaggressions. So that might be like, in what ways do you not notice your own microaggressions? But that's like tricky because if you don't notice them, then you may not notice that you're not noticing, if that makes sense. So I wrote about what it's like to receive microaggressions and how, like, what is my limit of empathy and patience for the other person in that moment. Limits of the empathy you experience and feeling your own microaggressions. But if the phrase your own microaggressions is the ones that I'm doing to others, then it's what is the limit of my own empathy or ability to empathize with others in noticing or feeling the microaggressions that I'm doing, which is, that's not how I answered the question, but that could be a second way of interpreting the question. I did not write these questions. The questions come from a curriculum that a group put together in a very specific context. Some witches that were wanting to address racism within a spiritual community. So I am sort of on the fly tailoring it to this community and conversation. So like I'm skipping the how to be less racist at witch camp skit exercise because I think that context is too hyper specific for this use case. I would have to come up with just an entirely different exercise. And since I don't at this moment have a co-anchor, I am not choosing to do that level of work in this activity because there's other stuff, there's other content to get through that is easier to do. So I'm just trying to be careful of my own like disabled capacity. So I'll share the answer that I wrote since the timer went off. And if anyone has an answer that they pop in later, great. So my answer here, when folks dead name or misgender me, it can be really hard to be compassionate for their quote-unquote struggles. My father-in-law actively dead names and misgenders my wife, and I correct him every time. I remember feeling so powerless over it that I wanted to call him by the name of his ex-wife's new husband, which is a cruel attack. I did not do it, but the thought helped me get through the family meal I attended that he was part of. Like calling racist white guy by a different white guy's name because it's the wrong name, and also it's like this is the guy that, you know, stole my wife or whatever, guy that she ran off with or whatever. It's just like the closest thing that I could think that would create a negative emotional response in a cishet white man that would be anything similar to the dissociation and deep pain that trans people may experience when being misgendered and dead named. But also, I didn't do it. And ads are starting in 15 seconds. Oh my goodness. So we'll let folks have until the end of ads to write their responses. And if no one has anything to add, then we'll move on to the third exercise. I'll put a little channel trailer up while we're on ads. Be right back. It's almost like it's like making soup, but then like the meal is bigger than all the ingredients somehow. It's like a magical expansion of energy and time. And, you know, I can tell you that even before this event started, because this is our first stream. This isn't the closing stream. This is the opening stream.
Yeah.
Like we're $1,300 on hour 2. What? It's ridiculous.
I'm just saying that if
fugitive starship detected. Oh shit. Oh. What's going on? That's okay. Okay.
Nice. All right. Even seeing myself in the little corner, I'm like, what has happened? Next milestone, purple contour. Yes. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Chaos has happened, and we are here for it.
Wow, I just looked up and saw that we are
Okay, we do what we want.
$1,000 so far, and there goes another 1730. So I'm gonna add another sticker to my face.
I don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on. It's fine.
I'm gonna have to use the keyboard to do the raid, aren't I? That's gonna be fun.
It's meant to be my stream anyway. You should go do producing.
Yeah, all right, fair enough, Larry. Ads are ending in 11, 10, 9. Here we go. We're coming back. Everyone's come back from ads, so shh. We'll just secret joke bit. Okay?
There we go. There we go. There's an Eevee. What's my...
We're only $10 away from the hand reveal. So true, we could do it if you guys want. Yeah, we're big Miku fans here for sure, Z's.
I will come out with something completely different to anything else. So it's fun. It's fun when I actually do try and do that, but I like writing prompts because they give me nothing except just a few words to go on. It's great.
Yeah. Ah! I'm definitely not putting off this fight at all. It's fine. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? Sorry. Thank you for that absolutely bonkers donation. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do Ring Fit on stream. Fuck. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Is a foundation for reconnecting our ancestry and dismantling magic that's been harmed. It's being spiritual and queer and broken or fixed, but being okay. The next world is misfits owning their cultures without guilt. It's causing...
And that's the Loch Ness Monster. I think I just drew the Loch Ness Monster. I think that's what just happened.
There we go. Okay. Now let's go to the wheel spinnies. Woo! Gotta make sure I have the video. There we go. Okay.
Oh.
It's dancing, Daddy! Dancing!
Oh god.
Let's
What
dance
just
with
happened?
them, Daddy!
I missed it. I got bonked. It was all so creepy shit, yeah. I got bonked.
81. We have reached and surpassed the 5,500. Let's go. Right now, I'm so sorry. Yes, don't forget to lurk on the train. We have sleeper cars. Y'all can catch some Z's in those sleeper cars. They're comfy.
Do I awoo? Awoo! I have to quietly awoo because it's the middle of the night.
Like, she is ridiculous. Yes, Eclipse says trans rights are human rights. My mommy is trans, my stepmommy is trans. Trans rights are human rights. Cat hair.
There we go. There we go. Things hit from 0 if that is better. Hi Trans Doctor. Hi Dr. C. It's good to see you. Yeah, we just hit 6,000. We just hit 6,000.
How karaoke works.
I'm peeking.
Karaoke topic. I'm putting you on blast, karaoke topic. I'm putting you on blast. The whole point of karaoke is that you're supposed to have lyrics.
They're cheering for a burp too, by the way.
A burp. Oh, okay. So here you are. Notice. Sealed. Okay. So not doing any branding.
Chug it, chug, chug, chug.
So, you hear this rattling?
Nice.
Quality.
Oh, there it is. We have our last $40. We are at the magic number.
What? How bad is it? He's behind me.
9 for me to go.
To give their love away, I gave my love away once. And I've been foolish. I have too many times. Now I'm determined. I'm gonna get it right. It's got to be perfect.
Yeah. Alright, so we got a game, Conan Chop Chop, 1 to 4 player action adventure game with roguelike elements set in the savage world of Conan the Barbarian. Venture forth in a world full of strange and wondrous creatures and bash them all to bits.
How do you know Director Clavel? Are you guys former lovers? Are you guys former lovers? Because that's what it seems like. Very simply, you see, they're gay. Got to know each other through their postgraduate work at the same university. Ooh.
Very good. Enjoyed Char reacting to various Pokemons? Aww, that sounds so good! I need to build a chest, which is what trans women say when they get surgery. But for that I need wood, which incidentally is what trans men say when they get bottom surgery. That's really good, Sunny. I just came across that.
The video. Yeah, we were back to my gender. So it kind of developed throughout residency and my private practice, and I wanted to learn more about trans healthcare, and in doing so, learned more about myself. And I identify as non-binary trans masc. I have taken in part personally in gender affirming health.
For your time today, we are very thrilled for this event. We're already just during this mini-sode we're at $11,169.69. We will see you for our thank yous at the end of this stream. I know your face; it's amazing. I think what is that, like $1,000 that rolled in just while we were talking? It's amazing. Pronoun is a phrase that refers to either the participants in the discourse, such as I or you, or to someone or something mentioned elsewhere in the discourse, such as she, it, this. Every person, animal, and object has pronouns in the English. This is the secret to how fluffy my beard is, everybody.
There's no traditional fixed binary way of thinking about gender. We can just start to play with it, enhance everyone's lives.
I'm holding your balls on stream.
Yay!
Groceries are so gay.
Yep, I've accepted my fate.
Oops, all bisexual.
Somebody once told me.
No, my two genderinos. We could do this, little guy. Stay alive, just stay alive now!
And then in the afternoon I have D&D.
Oh, private D&D.
It looks like there may be a bump on the way to the eventual positive outcome we do get there.
Yeah, it makes bone noise. I mean, I need to behave. This is not my channel.
I really like hitting things and then running away.
We just hit the hysterectomy stretch goal. We're gonna make Lex cry again. The toe bean stretches. The toe beans. You got a direct phone line to the god of this world? Sometimes. I don't call them, they call me. I don't want to knock it out. Stay in there. Yes! Awesome. We did it! Ha 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 ha. I just one-shotted God. I don't know if I did that right. Sometimes she falls asleep in my arms, just sprawled everywhere. The only thing holding up her head is my arm. It's very cute. Oh, that's a paw. You did such a cute stretch. Mr. Limpy, the mascot for the Green Bay Packers. Mr. Limpy is officially a sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. It felt perhaps like disingenuous or like I was faking it or something, talking way down there. And then I realized, like, yeah, it's my voice. Like, it's my body that's producing this noise. This is like every trans guy after his T-jab. Grok! You like the outfit? Beautiful boy, girl. Exactly. Ah, yes, the three genders, male, female, and cool haircut. So queer. Happy Pride, Melly. Happy Pride. What's stealth? What's passing? And what's the difference? So passing is when you present and look the gender that you feel you are inside, and you are typically widely accepted as that gender. Stealth is when you intentionally do not disclose that you're trans and perhaps even keep that part of your gender history under wraps. So typically, folks who are stealth also pass because that is part of how they kind of hide their trans status, which is usually done to mitigate forms of oppression. And folks who pass don't necessarily have to be stealth. They could choose to wear a pronoun pin or have a pride phone case or in other ways be more loud about being trans. What's non-binary, what's trans, and what's the difference? Non-binary are folks who don't identify with the gender binary of male and female. Trans is used as an umbrella term for all gender diverse people, but it also more specifically can mean someone going from one end of the binary to the other. So some people use trans as an umbrella term, some people don't. Some people use non-binary as an umbrella term, other people don't. There's also other gender identities like gender fluid and agender that are often excluded from these conversations. And maybe gender diverse is a great umbrella term for all sorts of folks under these umbrellas.
The bottom of my heart that your path may be filled with pride and that the light that you shine will be brighter than the rainbow. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We raise money for top surgery, name change, and a hysterectomy in one stream. Oh my gosh, I don't think we've ever funded 2 surgeries in one stream. It's amazing. I'm crying about it. It's ridiculous.
It's trans power.
So,
Hi, I'm Gender Meowster, and I use they them pronouns. I'm a variety streamer focusing on adventure, grove, where forest dwellers live, platforming,
No, the bombs!
simulation, and RPGs. Oh, what? Oh no, the sun! I also host various tabletop role-playing games.
My objective is puns, not plot.
My community is comfy, cozy, and very welcoming to non-binary and trans individuals, as well as neurodivergent folks. We have a very active and lovely Discord server you can join as well. It's a great place to find LGBTQ+ folks interested in tabletop role-playing games or excellent wholesome memes. You can find my full schedule and more information about me in the panels below. I mean, I know you're here for me, but really, you're here for this cat.
what did we do this week? Here are some of our favorite clips that you all made. Okay,
Yeah.
Side note, could you imagine how fun a holiday tree would be if it was like reusable every year, but it was like trans colors? I would decorate the heck out of a trans holiday tree.
I'm pretty sure that exists. Like I bet that exists. Like if you Google it right now, you can probably order it and have it.
Okay, that's it. Take that as a challenge. I'm gonna Google it. Carry on. Oh my god, it's a top hit. Transgender Christmas tree.
like
It's right here. Oh, sorry.
I think it's just like with porn. If you can think of it, someone's already done it.
Someone's already done it.
I'll be back.
You need to link. What are you doing? What are
I'm
we doing?
freaking out alone. I'll be back.
No, freak out with
Alice's
it.
reaction is my favorite.
Rainbow trees for everyone. You know,
They
but
can
in this
afford
group,
it.
it's like no, it's like this is the way to be trans. You know what I mean? This is the way to be a trans man. You change you socially transition, and then you change your gender marker and your name officially, and then you have top surgery and start HRT 6 months. Then you can have top surgery. Then you top surgery. Then you bottom surgery.
Like
You're
that.
done. Like then you are done, trans man. Like
That's
and
very
like how to bake a
That's not-
gingerbread man, but like for
right. And that's the thing. It's like it's stages, but it's not like clear and cut the same stages for everybody, like 2 + 2 = 4.
Exactly.
This is 2 + 2 = 8, sometimes 10. And you have to like go through that process. You know, that's how I look at it. It doesn't make sense to me personally for me to make my transition binary, because that doesn't speak to me spiritually.
Why did no one tell me it was this easy?
Well,
why did someone tell me I could do this and I could have this? Like I don't have any regrets about my life because all of it has led me to who I am today. But
Right.
like, could someone have told me this maybe 10 years ago? You know?
Well, this will lead into the next question. Can you share an experience with gender euphoria?
The first moment where I realized it was gender euphoria is when so we were going to a wedding before we left Scotland. Our friends got married in Glasgow. And I was like, I need a proper shirt, you know, something that looks halfway fancy. And I ordered one from Gender Free World, which is a UK brand. And so you choose your cut and then you choose your size. And they have different cuts for different, not genders, but ways bodies are built.
Right.
And I ordered a shirt and I put it on. And back then I was still wearing like normal bras and not actually sports bras or binders.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it on and it closed properly and it looked flat-ish. And I looked at myself and I was like, and then I was like, oh, I think this is gender euphoria.
Yeah.
Like the
You know?
sir.
No, I get sir. Yes, sir. We'll do whatever you want, sir. And I'm just like, just knock it off.
That was also a thing. Like before I properly came out as trans, I was like, my pronouns are she, her, but you can call me sir. And then someone did, and I was like, oh.
I do that too. I just get all I get gay. I get the original meaning of gay. I get happy, and I'm just like, that's right. You're gonna sir me, like when it's polite versus like kissing my patootie. And so like, yeah.
This is not a joke.
Oh my gosh, Sunberry is here. The berries are here to spread some sunshine. Welcome in, friends. I just came back from my break, so you have really good timing. Welcome in, folks. I don't know if I have any mods around, which is unusual for me. So I will do my own shoutouts. We are around. Yay, thanks, Wolves. But yes, welcome in, Sunberry, Daily Meowdies. We've got Void Grove and Sun. Welcome in, everybody. I just got back from my BRB. I took my medicine. Usually Sunberry helps me take my meds on Tuesdays. My little stabby meds, just by being my friend. The power of friendship. But yes, you were doing games and demos. What were you more specifically streaming today, Sun? I imagine you also need to raid and run fairly quickly, so I won't keep you. Haha, friend. But folks, Sunberry is one of my wonderful friends. Sun actually co-streams with me on the 1st and 3rd and maybe 5th Tuesdays of the month. I can't remember on the 5th Tuesday. But Sun is a wonderful friend of the channel, and Sunberry's commissions are open. So if you look at that sunberrystudios.card link, that popped in the chat. You can get some graphic commissions. You can get some video editing commissions. It's great. Sun offers many supportive and useful things. You got to skedaddle for some errands. We had fun playing wholesome games demos. We played 4 different games. Crab God and Fantastic Haven were your faves. And you're glad you got to come over here for some important work. Capital W. I love the dancing patooties. We just saw the clip of Atlas saying patootie on stream for the first time, where that community meme came from. So that's very good. So in case Sunbury's community doesn't know what we're doing today, I assume you probably know who I am, but in case you don't know what we're doing today, today's stream is called Doing the Work. And it is a community study of intersectional justice. So we today, more specifically, are talking about microaggressions and then cultural appropriation. So we watched a video at the beginning of stream. It's about 3 minutes long, called "If Microaggressions Happen to White People," which maybe I can get the link to post in chat in case anyone's interested in watching that right quick. It's only 3 minutes. Goodbye, son. Have a good stuff you gotta do. That's what made you think of it. Hee hee. Grateful Atlas lets you use this for shenanigans. It's so silly. I'm gonna message that to Atlas. It's so funny. Okay, I have now messaged the patootie comment to Atlas. I feel like it's good to tell your friends when you're thinking of them, because you never know what kind of day they're having, and maybe they will really appreciate being thought of. So yeah, so we have one last question on microaggressions. It's actually an exercise, so I would welcome anyone here to participate as well. Let me switch scenes here. I saw that Jackrabbit responded to this question too, and said, "I'm trying to type a response, but I'm currently discovering my capacity for empathy in general, so I'm struggling on this question," which is a super fair response. Super fair. All right, let me pause that and switch over to this music. Okay, so the next assignment or invitation is a free write. Let me read this whole thing again, because it's kind of got multiple prongs of examples. List as many microaggressions as you can think of. If you're not sure whether it's a microaggression, list it anyway. You can use the ones in the video to give you ideas about actual racial microaggressions. Choose one microaggression that sounds positive. Example, I love your guys' culture, I love Mexican food, or your eyes are so big. Free write. Okay, so okay. I think this is a multi-step thing. So step 1 is list as many as you can think of. And then it's like 3 components here. So list as many microaggressions as you can think of. If you're not sure whether it's a microaggression, list it anyway. You can use the ones in the video to give you ideas about actual racial microaggressions. So step A, make a list. And then B is choose a microaggression that sounds positive, such as, I love your guys' culture, I love Mexican food, your eyes are so big, and free write for 3 minutes about why this microaggression is an insult. Free writing is writing without stopping, don't worry about spelling or anything. After 3 minutes, we read what you wrote, write for another 5. So 5 and 3. Repeat the process for a microaggression that sounds like an inquiry. So we've got just like a big list. Make a big list, write about a positive one, write about inquiry. Repeat this process for a microaggression that sounds like an inquiry. Example, where are you from? Share your ideas about these microaggressions with a partner. And then there's just the note. Okay. Trying to squish it down small enough that it will fit in chat and in one little post, so hold on. Oops. How long is it? Free write for 5 minutes. Okay, so we have this little chain here. So the first little bubble will be for write as many as you can think of, and then we'll have write about a positive sounding one, and then write about an inquiry sounding one. What I might do, since the video is so short and we had that raid come in, I might have us watch the video again, and then maybe we could spend the first 5 minutes working as a group to crowdsource a big pile of microaggression examples. So like the 3A list of microaggressions. You can just like make the list together. So we'll watch the video first. Let me pull that back up. Just a moment. These videos that Francesca Ramsey did have so many like different components in it. They're delightfully full of things. I know you can't hear it, but I need to pause the sound here for myself. Okay. Let me go back to this other one. Okay.
So you're not good at golf, but you're white. People of color have to deal with racial microaggressions every single day. So microaggressions are those little unintentional insults that basically see people of color as stereotypes, which got me thinking, what if white people had to deal with racial microaggressions?
So like, where are you from?
No, like, where are you really from?
Why don't you have an accent? Like a Swedish accent.
You know, your English is really, really good. It's like I can't even tell you have an accent or anything.
I don't have an accent.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You don't speak Gaelic?
You don't speak German?
Can you say a curse word in European?
You know, like, what does that even mean?
Hey Connor, you know about NASCAR stuff, right? Can you take a look at this?
Can you teach me how to line dance?
Play the banjo?
Act entitled in the supermarket. I love white food. No real flavor to it. Never an upset tummy.
You're so exotic.
How do you get your hair like that? I love how it's so limp. Ew, why does it feel like that? Oh my God, so it just does that? No, you are really pretty for a white girl.
Your eyes are so round, like this.
You know who you look like? Kenny Chesney. Zach Braff.
Emma Stone.
Rachel Maddow.
My friend Chad. Maybe you know him, because he's white too.
No, Emma Watson.
Not Macklemore. What's the other guy?
No, is it Emma Thompson?
It's C-H-A-D
Like Chad.
One of the Emmas. You look like an Emma.
You know who you look like? I bet you hear this all the time. Jeffrey Dahmer.
How does it feel to be the token white guy in the office?
Hey, Connor, can we get a white perspective on this?
I love everything about white culture. You guys are like so fun.
What do you mean you don't listen to Creed? You're white.
You've never tried meth. But you're white.
You don't act like a normal white person.
You're not really white, though.
You're not really white.
I'm whiter than you are.
So, did all your ancestors own slaves?
No, but of course he wishes that he could still own slaves. That's a part of his culture.
Bryce, back me up on this one. The thing you have to understand about white culture
No, I
is
went
that
to
white
an
people are...
historically white college, so
okay,
I know about
but I
white culture.
backpacked
Okay,
in
was
Europe.
So can you say how ridiculous this was? I know. Story of my life. If you've ever experienced microaggressions because of your race, gender, sexuality, or body type, go ahead and vent about it in the comments.
Can you teach me how to like take a really popular rap song and like make it a ukulele song? It's so cool. I think it's so cool how you guys do that.
All right. How was that for folks the second time we watched it? So I jotted down a whole list of things from that video that I'll put here in the list of microaggressions. So, all right, so I'm going to start another 5 minutes. If folks want to write maybe directly in the chat examples of microaggressions to add to the list, that could be a thing. If you would rather free write and then add them during the 3-minute in between time, that would also be fine. So far I have not good at golf, not good at math, not good at thing we assume you're good at. Where are you from? Where are you from really? Why don't you have an accent? Your English is really good. You don't speak XYZ. You know about XYZ, right? Can you teach me a cultural thing the person may not know personally? You are really pretty for race. You know who you look like, someone famous. How does it feel to be the token XYZ in this community? Assumptions of drug use, musical taste, certain aptitudes. What is a XYZ perspective on this? That's what I jotted down. But yeah, if anyone has any other ones to add. And then we can do parts B and C with the other chunks of time. All right. No one added things in the chat, so the next step is to pick one of these that sounds positive and then spend some minutes free writing on that. And then we'll repeat the experience with the inquiry. So I'm going to spend a minute and pick one for myself, and other folks are welcome to also pick one. I'll see if I can copy paste this into the chat. I think it's going to truncate, but if it's let's see. Oh, almost all of it fit. Those are all microaggression examples, so if folks want to pick one to write on, you can. A few more moments to finish selecting which thingy you would like to write about. Your sleep schedule's catching up. Okay, Jackrabbit, have a good rest. The VOD will be on YouTube later if that's of interest. Okay, so now it's 5 minutes to free write on the positive sounding microaggression, and then there'll be 3 minutes of sort of reflection time to look at it, and then write any thoughts you want to share with the community in chat. change, so I'll see about catching more of this type of stream. Oh, totally. Awesome. All right, so now it's the reflecty time. If anyone has anything to share with the group about the free write you did on the positive microaggression, I'll do just sort of a verbal share because I did a bad job of writing my thoughts. So we already talked about it a little bit earlier before the read came in about like, oh, I love Mexican food, and how like specific I think can be more useful or supportive than general. And I think that yeah, that taking the time to learn about the specifics can be really helpful. Welcome in, Juliet, Maddie. Good to see y'all. I need to fix that sound thing. So we are in this little process of talking about microaggressions just to catch Juliet and Maddie up. Doing a lurk. Oh, sorry, work meeting. Okay. Well, if you're doing a work meeting, maybe I don't have to catch you up then. So we're doing our reflection on the positive microaggression. So I think that like taking the time to learn more specifics can be really helpful. So then at least for me, so that I'm more able to refer to or discuss these subjects, in a way that is reflective and mindful of the culture that I'm referring to. Because again, there's that whole, we are not a monolith thing. Right, so now we get to write on, take 5 minutes to write about an inquiry-based microaggression, such as where are you from? And we can share our reflections back here. So there's a bunch of question examples in the chat. They're also on the screen in the middle there. I might go for the what is a XYZ perspective on this, like what's a insert race here perspective on this.
Ready. This is not a drill.
Welcome in, Raiders. We're just working on a writing exercise for another few moments here. Stom, huzzah! Thank you for doing that little shouty outy, mods. Appreciate you. We are on part C of a 3-part writing exercise. We are writing about a microaggression that sounds like an inquiry, and so it's a free write, and then we're going to reflect back with the community on it in maybe about 1 minute. It looks like we have about a minute left. I'll talk more to welcome you all when the timer is up. So yes, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Gender Meowster. This is my channel. I use they, them pronouns. I am your disabled ADHD, chronic illness experiencing, non-binary, transmasculine cat dad for the day. Someone just DM'd me my own bio recently. I always struggle with how do I put all the things into a concise sentence. But welcome in, Stom. You were doing art today. I saw the smallest glimpse of you working on an emote for Ray. That looked really cool. Yeah, so we're doing a monthly stream today called Doing the Work. It's on the second Tuesday of the month. And it's a community study of intersectional justice. So today we are learning about microaggressions. We watched a video about it, and we've had these 3 reflection questions. The third one is a 3-parter, so it's really like 5. And so we're kind of at the end of the microaggression part. And once we finish sharing what we wrote, which I have something to share at least. I don't know if anyone else is writing at this point, because folks haven't answered the last 2, like part A and part B of this 3-parter. So once we finish this exercise, I'll do a little poll, and we'll see if we want to do the next section of the curriculum, which is about what's the word I want? Hold on. Cultural appropriation, or if we'll save that for another stream in the future and maybe just switch to co-working right now. So anyways, but that's in a minute. So here's my answer for the question about doing a free write about an inquiry. So the inquiry that I picked, hello Raven is epic, welcome in. The inquiry that I picked was what is a race perspective on this? So like, what's a black perspective on this, or what's an Indian perspective on this? And so I wrote, I've definitely asked folks this sort of question before, and asking what is your perspective on this with a silent motivation of because you are XYZ race is not much better. I'm curious if someone is intentionally being paid to be in a diversity and inclusion role, if that shifts the impact. And if those sorts of questions are given with enough time for the person to maybe ask others in an affinity group to avoid the we are not a monolith thing. So that's the amount of reflecting I was able to do. The raid came in and my brain stopped doing the writing. I realized I haven't taken my meds today, so I also got them out of the pill box and at least took the brain one. So I'll be my brain will be moving fast enough for stream by the end of stream, which is ironic. Anyway, so yeah, that's my share. Does anyone else have a share on any part of this question number 3, where we listed microaggressions, chose a positive one to write on, and chose an inquiry to write about. It's okay if you don't. I might just set like a little 2-minute timer to let people, if they do have things they want to share, to let them write it. And in the meantime, I'll work on a poll for us. That is a 3-minute poll that I just set up, so we can either do more of this, like watch a video, have a discussion stuff. We can start on the cultural appropriation section, which has a 6-minute video and then some questions, or we could save that for another time and instead just sort of shift into some co-working where everyone works on their own thing for a while, kind of body doubling time. All right. So far, the vote is 1 cultural appropriation and 1 for co-working. So we have 1 each. Chat has been fairly quiet since we got back from break. So I'm really unclear if people are even around to do exercises, and I feel hesitant to lead them if we're not doing them, if that makes sense. But maybe people are writing it, they're just not sharing in the chat. I just am unclear. So anyway, that was at the very least, that was our unit on microaggressions. And I'll go make a note where I write this stuff down for next time, about where we left off. All right, we have 2 votes for co-working and 1 for the cultural appropriation. I'm just taking a moment to get my notes for next time all squared away. But that was an excellent thingy. So let's make our little to-do list. So we're going to write prep, doing the work for July. I also want to get my mix it up sound commands fixed. Hopefully. I tried to do that on my last co-working stream, and then instead what happened was I wrote an email for 2 hours. It's really frustrating. Okay, so I see the ads are going to start in just a few minutes. I'm going to do my co-working through the ad, because it is kind of low-key anyways. But let's see, we have 45 minutes left. Thank you, Stom. Gotta do your post-stream pre-bed unwinding. It's good to see you. I hope you have a good unwind. Thanks for the raid. Coming in with the raid puts you a little adrift with what you're doing. That's fair. Hairball cleanup duty. Oh no. Just listening and reflecting. That's fair. Perfect timing. That is super fair. I typically in the past have done this with a co-host, and I don't have one today, so I don't have my like built-in buddy to do the chats with, which makes it tricky. Alright, enjoy the ads. I can run a trailer for 3 minutes, I suppose, while the ads are running, so those not in ads have something to look at. But it's all pre-recorded, so you're not missing anything new and special. This is the secret to how fluffy my beard is, everybody.
There's no traditional fixed binary way of thinking about gender. We can just start to play with it, enhance everyone's lives.
I'm holding your balls on stream.
Yay.
Groceries are so gay.
Yep, I've accepted my fate.
Oops, all bisexual.
Somebody once told me.
No, my two genderinos. We could do this, little guy. Stay alive, just stay alive, no!
And then in the afternoon, I have D&D.
Oh, private D&D.
It looks like there may be a bump on the way to the eventual positive outcome we do get there.
Yeah, it makes bone noise. I mean, I need to behave. This is not my channel.
I really like hitting things and then running away.
We just hit the hysterectomy stretch goal. We're gonna make legs cry again. The toe bean stretches, the toe beans. Pronoun is a phrase that refers to either the participants in the discourse, such as I or you, or to someone or something mentioned elsewhere in the discourse, such as she, it, this. Every person, animal, and object has pronouns in the English language, and pronouns typically carry a gendered connotation. So, since pronouns are typically used either when 3 or more people are together, or when you're speaking of a person who is not present, practicing a trans person's pronouns when they aren't around is important because it is one of the main times you're referring to that person, in the third person. Meowdy folks, I just want any plus-size trans people who are seeking gender confirmation surgery to know that not every surgeon has a BMI limit. Make sure you check out what the surgeons' guidelines are about body mass and what the venue's guidelines might be. So a surgeon may be ambivalent about your weight, but certain hospitals or surgical venues may have more specific guidelines, and you can actually ask your surgeon or the scheduler if there are multiple options and if any of them don't have a BMI limit. So don't give up on your gender confirmation surgery. If you're plus size, you can probably still have it. You just need to make sure that you're asking about BMI limits as early in the process as possible. Don't be afraid to change doctors or venues. It's still going to happen. I believe in you. You can do this. What's chosen family and why is it important? So in the trans and queer community, often when we come out, our family of origin may or may not be super down with us. And so it becomes really important for us to create found family along the way of fellow queer and trans individuals. And that gives us a community of care, a community of support. Not only do we have an opportunity to financially help one another, but we're kind of the people who emotionally get what's going on with each other. And so when you hear people talk about chosen family, that's what we're talking about. You got a direct phone line to the god of this world? Sometimes. I don't call them, they call me. I don't want to knock it out. Stay in there. Yes! Awesome. We did it! Ha 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 ha. I just one-shotted God. I don't know if I did that right. Sometimes she falls asleep in my arms, just sprawled everywhere. The only thing holding up her head is my arm. It's very cute. Oh, that's a paw. You did such a cute stretch. Mr. Limpy, the mascot for the Green Bay Packers. Mr. Limpy is officially a sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. It felt perhaps like disingenuous or like I was faking it or something, talking way down there. And then I realized, like, nah, it's my voice. Like, it's my body that's producing this noise. This is like every trans guy after his T-jab. Grok! You like the outfit? Beautiful boy, girl. Exactly. Ah, yes, the three genders, male, female, and cool haircut. So queer. Happy Pride, Melly. Happy Pride. Hot memes. Get your memes right here, everybody.
We have memes.
Meow. Meow dear.
We have feels.
I'll never be a woman, and she starts crying. Through her tears, she says, I've always felt like I'd never be a man.
We have music.
A little bit of spatzel in the sun, a little manicotti all night long, a little rigatoni, here I am, a little pachirichi makes you me oh man. And look. I hope folks enjoyed the little ad break. So I got my little prep for next time done. I wrote the questions for next time. Got the YouTube video we're gonna watch in there, so it's all queued up. Huzzah. Are there co-working things that you all are working on that you'd like to share? Set a little goal for the next 40 minutes. Is there something you'd like to do, like rotate or fold your laundry, or write an email, or call your doctor, or something like that? I'm happy to hold space as a accountability buddy. Let's see. I need to also eat food and take meds. So I have food here next to me. I just need to actually eat it. The other thing that occurred to me that might be more fun visually for other people is working on my brochure for Pride. It's physical object that I'm like playing with layouts and stuff. Oh, look, it's my fingies. Ha ha ha. It's very bright, but I can't really be bothered to figure out how to make it less bright right now. But I can show you the plan I've been working on. I have this concept of a brochure, and maybe you all can help me come up with things that I'm missing. So, we have the Meowster logo. And so there's going to be 3 panels. One is about Meowster, one's about Gender Federation, and I have 2 logo versions to pick from, which might depend on like background choices. I like the purple one for now, so I'll go with that. And then we have Genderful Podcast. I'm like, I don't know, like when people open a brochure, which side do they look at first? Like you open this, like you look at the front and then you see this cover and this thing, and then you open it to here. So like if Gender Meowster is the one that I want seen and read first, which of those panels do I put it on? I don't know. I'm not a graphic design gay. That's one of the things I'm trying to decide. But there's also like what's actually on the cover and what's whatever else. Though I suppose I could just design the panels and then change the order of the panels later if I needed to. Maybe we'll start with that. Then I have like 3 sets of 3 points that I make. So like, if that's folded front there, I would think that this one would be the least important is the right word, but the thing that I don't need them to read first, because you have to physically get like through the layers to get to it. So I'll put the podcast there. So that's kind of my current layout plan, because the thing is I have these acrylic things, so if it's laying flat then it's in there, but then if I also have physical copies for people to take away with them, they might get folded so that they can travel better. And I don't know if the backside would just be blank like this, or if it would have a color or more words, like if it's going to be a proper brochure or just a one-sided page that can be folded and has these kind of 3 sections. So then I'm writing basically 9 things about each. I'll switch which of the things is on top that you can see. This little paper's been on my desk for days now. It's like the Gender Meowster thing I have that panel all written pretty well. Weekly streams, Discord server, additional content, there's all the words about it. But then when we get to the podcast and Gender Federation, I was like, I don't know, what do I write about those projects that we do? Because it's like, it all feels important. And then like how do we even synthesizing a big thing into a small thing is not a strong skill of mine. So a live stream show, live Twitch chat, which lets you ask the guest anything, but this is like a bulleted list, not even full sentence case things. Narration and Aegis like applies to both Gender Master and the podcast. Because the podcast is a show on the Gender Master channel, so it's like all the stuff that applies there also applies over here. Like here's podcast live stream. So I guess what's cool about a live stream podcast that's different from one that you just listened to? Like the live Twitch chat means you get to interact with the hosts and maybe the guests. It's moderated. What else is special about it being live? Maybe I could say live Twitch chat audience. I could say audience question segment. So we do have the channel point thing where people can ask questions to the guest from the audience, the moderation in Aegis. And then we have our edited episodes. So there's a YouTube version, which is video. There's podcasting platforms, which are just audio. I need to go see how well we've been doing with adding transcripts to our pod lately. I thought we've been doing transcripts, but I feel like I need to double check before I'm like promising that to people. And if we haven't been, then we need to figure out what. Yeah, so transcript for the show. There's the transcript. So what happens when I click that? Let's find out. But yeah, so you can just like watch the whole video with the transcript right there. By Jeremy Oscar, June 4th. Great, that's cool. I'm looking at the transcript from, oops, there's like an extra colon, from the latest Rocky and Sarah episode. So edited episodes, full transcripts available. Welcome back, Gillette Maddie. I'm just working on we're doing some co-working now. Working on the brochure / tri-panel one-sided whatever thing for Pride. Trying to figure out how to describe these projects. I don't know. But like, what's cool about the podcast besides that it's live streamed and has edited versions? Like, I don't know. You saw one of those at Pride for a podcast? What was on there? What do I put on mine? This is our 5-minute break if anyone needs one. I'm eating food. Maybe I'll work on taking meds for a few minutes while I'm in the break window. Really easy for me to hyper-focus and then not eat or take meds, which is not good for my health. panel dedicated to top 10 episodes. Oh, that's interesting. Send me pictures of it. Back says, meet the team, and has all their cats. Oh, that's adorable. Okay. See, you're full of ideas. Alright, so I think... I don't know where to put that, so I'm gonna leave that there. So we've got... ten episodes, info about the host, meet the team. Got meet the team. Top 10 episodes. You said about the host. About the hosts. Awesome. Do you all want to see like a little sneak peek of some of the like physical materials that I'm thinking of making or working on making for Pride? Like, I would love feedback and ideas and maybe graphic support. I look forward to spending more time with these photos you sent me. That's awesome. That's great. I love a little cat. Super cute. I love it. See, yeah, that's great. I really appreciate that example, like, genuinely. La la la. Do. All right. Oh my gosh, 20 minutes left. My goodness, this stream has flown by. I'm gonna turn off incoming raids because I don't have energy for that right now. And I typically will do that with the last 10 or 20 minutes so we don't get raided and then have push past our ending time because people are just got here, and I like to make sure that I honor my downtime. Okay, push the button. Their booth was unattended when we stopped by, so you didn't get to ask them any questions. That is fair. Okay, sneak peek is exciting. Let's do that. So I'm gonna save that. We made some progress. Well, hold on. Let me finish this other thought. Top episode topics. Exploring identities with TTRPGs. Those have been popular. I feel like we've had a lot of conversations about plurality. I'm gonna say plurality and alter humanity. I know they are like not alter humanity. I know those are not the same thing. They're very different. And given the big pile of things, it's like a useful... yeah, plurality is technically encompassed by the alter human label. That's fair. It's like trans and non-binary boxes and rectangles. Come on, brain. How do... in the broadest... yeah. I'm trying to remember, how do I look up my top podcast episode? I have to log in to a thing. Don't have the tab pinned. A big part of how I work is I have multiple Chrome profiles with things pinned that are like in a workflow together. Is that a good idea? I don't know, but it's what I do. I use an incredible amount of different websites for the stuff that I do. It's always a pain to log into this particular website. Let's back up a step. I'd like this to be bigger. How about I do this? La 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 la. What's the thing that I need over here? I took my ADHD meds like 20 minutes ago, chat. That's why it didn't even occur to me that I hadn't taken it for the first 2 hours of stream. So that's fun. It's part of why everything is hard. We're getting there. This is the message that holds wolves accountable for working on their operations management class reading while watching the stream in the background. Gotta go, much love. Bye, Clarity Seeker. Have a good time zone. Thanks for stopping in and reflecting and lurking. Okay, I already lost the window I was looking at. Bye. Continue to the app. I mean, maybe, but maybe not. Yeah, that's not an app. That's a website. Okay. Audience size 75 in the last 7 days. That's a lot. I feel perceived. I bet it was the Rocky and Sarah episode. They're so fabulous. Yeah, look at that. Bam. 18 plays. Rocky and Sarah. The day we published it. Very exciting. Okay. Hold on. Episode rankings. Oh yeah. We had Kit on the show, and Kit's episode is tied with episode 1 with 167 plays for the top episode. That's wild. Sorry, I know you can't see the analytics. I didn't want to share my login stuff on the screen. I guess I could switch it. And then we have Magic Ministry and Disability, Gender Abolition. Capybara's episode is number 5. That's fun. Gender Dysphoria Bibles all the way at it used to be number 1. Now it's 123 plays. Star Trek with Jesse Gender is just under that. Wow, I know. We're so perceived, chat. I mean, I've tabled for Genderful at Trans Pride the last 2 years. Just one Pride event, not all of the ones in the area. Just one. I don't have the physical energy to do more than one. It'd be really cool if we could get like a little squad that tables at events for the stuff. Like, imagine if I focused on one of my projects instead of keeping doing new ones instead. Imagine, chat. Imagine. Unfortunately, my neurotype does not work like that. It's like, no, we must always do at least a little bit of a new thing. Or else. All right. What am I doing? What do I want to write about? Okay. So the topics include exploring identities. I'll say with TTRPGs and media. Plurality and alter humanity. They're all interviews. I mean, it already says interviewing. So we've had authors. Had a lot of authors lately. Authors. I don't feel like I can squish this into 3 bullet points. It's very difficult. Author. Let's see. Let's do it. Let's do a list of 3 A words: authors, activists, and something. Does anyone want to play that game? Authors, activists, and my brain is supplying authority, but that's not a word that I want. And abolitionists, no, that's pretty similar to activists. Authors, activists. So we've got people with books, people with movies, people with games, people with actors. Voice actors have been on the show. It's true. I like it. And Jessie Gender is like a producer of a show. And also an actor in a lot of her own stuff. Okay. This might turn into its whole own panel later, but for now, that's a good start. Okay, maybe we'll do gender, maybe we'll look at cool stuff for Pride some more, and then we'll circle back to GenderFed if we have time in our 10 minutes. Lol. What I might consider doing is after stream and the raid, if people who are interested would like to hang out in like a co-working voice chat in the community server, we could do that. For about, I have until 3 o'clock Pacific, which is 6 Eastern, so I have about an hour after stream for that, and then I have a meeting to get to, but I still do need to do all the stuff on my list. A mix it up may not happen today, but it'd be really cool if I could finish the content of the brochure so the graphic editor designing people can actually do their part. Co-working would be helpful. Okay. Actors have totally been on the show. I love it. Crowdsourcing the answers. Alright, so here's a sneaky peek. That was the picture of the brochure. I already kind of did an IRL demo with my hands, but it's taking a while to load. That's interesting. That's the start of the brochure, which will be great. I also ordered gay bags and flags to give away, because who doesn't want gay bags? I'm in the process of getting a stamp. It will look better than this. Thankfully, Siptopia and Juliet and Maddie were very quick in responding to my, can I please have the line art for Jenner Master? I haven't even put that into this card. I probably should. But we're going to have a stamp made by the people that made this stuff. This is a review. That's not the seller's name. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the gay bags. We're going to take little white labels with sticky on the back, put them on the gay bags, and then with purple ink, stamp the Jenner Master logo onto them. What I also want is it to say Jenner Master, and I might need to figure out how to add that to the line art, which I haven't done yet. I don't know how to do that. Does anyone have like 10 minutes in the savvy to do that? I need so much help today, y'all. It's exhausting. Okay, but here's the line art. It's hard to see, but maybe not. I'll zoom in. It's so cute. How cute that is. So the stamp will look like that, and then, except it'll be purple, because that's my favorite color. I don't know if Roboto's like our brand font, Juliet and Maddie. So I'm thinking Roboto under here. It would probably change the dimensions of the stamp. I don't know what that'll do to the person on Etsy, but I even have 2 versions. Oh, that's way bigger. That's even more awesome. Look at that. I'll save both of them. Love it. Okay, logo. Business card? No. Almost. Second logo by Siptopia. Sure, we'll put it in there. I need to move all of these directories to the nav so everyone else has access. Save that. Outline. That's smaller. Now I will put them on this. So now other people can have access. Attach from computer. Those things I just did. Logo. Second logo by Siptopia. Both of these. Oh, I can only do one at a time, right? Yeah, I'll do the big one first. It's like, this is the goal, but this is better line art by a lot. It's way better. It's so much better. I'm so grateful that the source material or the project file was still available. I should probably ask for the project file, just so I have it, even though I don't know how to use it. I just also DM'd you that question so I wouldn't forget. And if the answer is no, I will accept that answer. But I can tell you the cat hug emote that's like on like all the dang things. Like, I don't have the project file for that. I just have the like rendered PNG, and we've had to backwards engineer a project file. Should be fine. It's with Clip Studio Paint, not Photoshop. I mean, anything with layers, I will find the software that works with it. Because we don't use, well, some people have Photoshop, but we also have all the Affinity suite, and like I think a lot of those type of programs, they read the different stuff. I don't know. But yeah, like I didn't have the layers, so I couldn't just like take out the heart pattern, the pride, the non-binary pride, and so like Mirror Me sat there with me and we like erased crap out of a layer to like make it empty and transparent so we could add stuff in. It was a big heckin' struggle. It took forever. Okay, I'm gonna attach the other one that is smaller so that we have both. Great. I love to see it. Okay, so back to the fun. So I will have the gay bags stamped, and that's the free thing. And then in the bottom of the gay bags is going to be my business card. So people will just magically walk away with my business card, not even realizing it. Because people come to Pride, and then they are beautiful gay hot messes and have no pockets and no bags because they're trying to look cute because they're cruising or whatever they're doing. And so they want to look good, but then they don't bring their bags because they don't think about there are 70 people tabling at Trans Pride this year. And this is Trans Pride. This isn't all Pride. This isn't the whole big one. This is the quote-unquote small one. It's just the trans people one on the Friday night. Like it's 3 hours on one night. So like, anyway, so there's 70 exhibit booths now, which is wild. Plus all the programming on the stage at the front that's happening. And so everyone is always, people are constantly asking me, do you have a bag? Do you have a bag? I need a bag. I've got all this stuff in my hands. I don't know where to put it. So I'm going to give out bags for free that I paid for, and they're rainbow, which means they might use it more than once. And I picked the one with the good handles, these woven handles. Hold on, come back picture. This is a terrible picture. They have kind of cloth handles, and there was 2 bags I was looking at, and these ones are way bigger than the other ones, which is great. I also have hand flags, but I only have 50 of those, and I'm getting like 150 bags. So the flags will be, I'll give people a flag if they talk to me. It's instead of just handing it out to the people just walking by. So then I'll stamp them with this, and so then we commissioned someone on Etsy. So I found some other website that was, bigger, but I was like, no, let's go indie if we can help it, if they can get it done. So we've been interacting about that, and it's actually like $10 cheaper to go indie, which is cool. I spent a bunch of time setting up a Square thing, so we're going to sell all of these types of sticker at Pride. Look at all of these. I don't even know how many that is. I got excited and zoomed in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different types. It's so wild. So many cool stickers. I don't have half of these yet. I ordered them and they're like on the way. What type of roboto? I think bold. Or regular. Definitely not thin. Like I want it legible. If you'd be willing to send me bold and whatever the step below bold is so I can choose between the two, that could be really helpful. My hope is that the roboto part is approximately the width of the rest of the stamp. Maybe. Like this one, it's a little bit bigger, but not a ton bigger. I don't know. Maybe it's a ton bigger. This was a mock-up I did on the big corporate website that was going to charge more, but again, I decided to go with an indie supplier instead. And this is the wrong font, but this is kind of what I'm going for. So it looks decent. And that's the bold, or that's the regular, or the medium. Sorry, I'm verbally responding to a DM that Juliet and Modi sent me. That's regular. Can I see the bold for the funsies? I'm also curious if, let's see. Roboto slab bold. guys could like. I do like the bold better. It's more legible. I don't know. I'm kind of fussy about it. I'm so grateful for help. Okay, so we're gonna have stickers. We're gonna have gay bags. We're gonna have flags. We're gonna have this. This is a new idea. So this is just a mock-up that I did on like FedEx's website, and then I was like, I need my fancy people who understand vector graphics to do this because none of this is vector-y, and it's not gonna look good at the size it'll be. But this is gonna be 6 feet wide by, it's either 3 or 4 feet tall. I wrote it down. What was it? No, where's the words? 6 feet by 3 feet with grommets. So there's little grommets in the corners right there. So it'll have Gender Meowster and Gender Federation logos and say Trans Joy for Trans Liberation, which is a catchphrase I came up with for Gender Fed. Oh, my thing is like clipping maybe. That's interesting. No, it's not. I'm just imagining that. If anyone is really good at fonts, I would love feedback on this, because like we tried a couple different ones, and this is just like the closest equivalent on the like Canva thing that was embedded within FedEx that was available. I'm hoping to actually go for like not FedEx. Like I would rather work with a local business. And then I was looking, and there's some hyper local businesses that are like making stuff for cops. Like, oh, here's your literally thin blue line flag thing on your merch you made for the police department. Like, I don't want to work with those people. So I've been trying to find a local print shop that can make a banner. But I also need to have the asset made so that it's like the right size and whatever. So, we had our graphics meeting right before the stream. It's part of why took me forever to actually come on the stream, as we were still chatting. Oh, here's Slab. Kind of like Slab, so it looks nice. Cannot tell the difference between the second and third one. I'm guessing it's thickness mostly. I feel like the medium slab looks right, quote unquote, in my brain. This is a serif font. I think Slab has some serifs. It's like slight. House, was it you all that was telling me about like serif fonts being struggle buses for dyslexic people? But then I was talking about with Sunberry, and Sun was doing a bunch of research, and like some serif and some sans serif fonts both work, but there's other stuff to use. Yeah, it depends on the thing. Do you think that Roboto Slab passes the ADA stuff? Or do you know? I just need... Here's the ADHD. We're on an adventure, everyone. I just made this reference. If anyone is interested, here's some links to learn more about accessibility tools with fonts. I'm sure Juliet and Maddie have seen these or something similar, but there's more resources for chat. Since it is doing the work, I like to share tools and resources. Okay, let's look at Pride a little bit more, and then we'll wrap up for the day. So yes, we'll have this big banner. We have a couple of font ideas here. We looked through some options. That is very hard to see. It's all grayed out and stuff. So these are the ones that are available for commercial use that are free. on this one website I was looking on. A lot of them are too curly, but basically I'm looking for something that's, it sort of evokes handwriting or cursive, but it's not so, I don't know, ridiculous, for lack of a better phrase, that it's unreadable. So anyway, but like this one little circly thing looks cool to me on this one, the Clay Miski. And then there's one, I think the Redressed was the other one I thought was interesting, but I'm not like super sold on any of those. And then this is a third font, so I don't know. These fonts are much less accessible. That's the problem with display fonts, yes. So originally the like big thing that we're making was going to be like a backdrop for behind the whole tent, like floor to ceiling, I don't know, 8 feet tall by 6 to 8 feet wide, or 10 feet tall, or something like that. But then I called my friend Andrea, who's like does all kinds of organizing like this. Like tables, used to run a nonprofit, would table for that at all kinds of events, is way more able-bodied than me, like has been in, oh my god, so many marches for Palestine and encampments and all kinds of stuff. And Andrea basically said, you know, Meowster, like the idea you have is nice, but that's a fairly specific use case. Oh, that's a beautiful thing right there. Look at that. Bam. So good. Amazing. That'll be our stamp. I'm saving it right now. Logo with name. Save. I'm gonna send that to the Etsy person right now before they work on the wrong thing. So anyways, my friend Andrea was like, look, Meowster, like the 10-foot tall thing, whatever, like that's a pretty specific use case, like if you're tabling at Pride or if you're in like an exhibit hall, and that's about it. But if you want something that can be more broadly used, like in a march, you might want something that's smaller and like a carryable size. And then she sent me examples of, there was like a March for Palestine that was like LGBTQ plus Palestine march. And in the march, there was actually a Jenner Meowster sticker on the banner. So like there's a little clouded rep on the Palestine march that was in like the East Coast, Northeast of the United States. And I was just like, oh, this is so cool. Like we're there and I didn't even have to spend a spoon. Yeah. Juliet, Maddie, if you DM me asking for the picture, I'll go find it. I'm sure that, I mean, it was on like the social media for this org. I just don't want like a public stream with all the full details so people can dox Andrea. But, anyway, but I'll send it to you. It was a very cool to be included. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so honored. Like, this is so exciting. Where's the DMs in this messages? Okay. Even better. I got my graphic friends, plural and plural, haha. I got my graphic friends to add the font in as well. So this image is complete. No additions required. Now I add the thing. Wherever that is. Go here. Logo with name. Send. There we go. That's the one. That's gonna work. I just know it. I know it in my soul. Anyway, so yeah, this banner thing, it could go in a march. There's a little bit of room at the bottom, so if we wanted to, you know, tape something onto it that's like specific, like see us at booth XYZ, or you know, whatever. The other catchphrase that's like this, that's a more Meowster flavored one, is trans rights or human rights. That's right. But I don't think we could put two catchphrases on the banner, unless I'm wrong. We could put something on either side of the banner and make it like a double-sided thing, maybe. I don't know. But then then I'd have to pick a side. So I don't know. I've been trying to think about what to put on here, because originally when I was planning my brochure, what is now the brochure, I was going to put all of it on the banner. And Andrew was like, Meowster, don't do that. Like, you have to have something fun and short. Like that level of detail is better for a brochure or a handout. Or she even said I could, like, if I had the brochure concept kind of sketched out, I could actually I could create like, you know how there's science fairs that kids do in school. Like, I could get one of those trifold cardboard things and have that with the points bigger, but it would still be a lot more easy to store and probably cheaper to make than a like 10-foot by 8-foot thing. So Andrew was like, yeah, like, Meowster, if you're gonna spend the money on getting a professionally printed thing, like, make it something short. And so that's where I was finally like, okay, well, if we boil down the work of Gender Federation, which is also the work of Gender Meowster, because it's, again, one of those square rectangle things, like, it is trans joy for trans liberation. Like, we enjoy, document, create trans joy in order to liberate trans people. So anyway, that's my thought on that. Yeah. The only other, like, inquiry that I have here is currently the background is the space thing for GenderFed. I'm not totally settled on a cursive font. I am willing to consider other fonts. So if you have other things to suggest, I welcome them. I will DM you the link to this card if you want to leave comments on it. I think maybe Stom was going to work on some of this. Yeah, this little pile of notes got a bit chaotic. But I'm happy to add you to this board house so that you can see it and chime in on stuff and suggest fonts. And because, like, Stom was going to work on it because Stom understands the vector graphics stuff better than Lexington. Yeah, the space, it's way, yeah. So Stom was going to, like, recreate the entire space thing. Like, start over, brand new version of it. Because GenderFed has needed that asset anyways. But what we could use instead, do you see in the background of this whole board, there's this, like, quilted trans flag? We could use the non-binary version of that, which is also, ta-da, some more, the background of my streams. Like, we could just put that behind it. I don't know if that's going to fit well in a 3x6 foot. Like, I think flag dimensions are different than 3x6. So the specific stripes, I think, might get weird, which is why I was like, maybe we just need, like, you know, the space thing. It's not, I don't know. But then I was like, oh, if we've got, like, purple and white in the background and then black and yellow for the words, then you've got the non-binary flag. It's really subtly, like, implied. And then the logo, the Gender Meowster logo, is very explicitly got a non-binary flag right smack in the middle of it. So I don't know. Like, so many trans things are the pink and blue and white, and so I'm like, well, let's stand out a little. Let's be non-binary, which is still trans, but also, I don't know. Anyways, I talked about this one thing for a long time. I'm very excited about it. Here's, like, a few other ideas. All of that's boring, so we're just doing this little column. So the most exciting other idea is making cardboard cutouts of the characters. This was also an idea that Andrew had. It was very exciting. It's like, so, like, we have the trans Gengar, like, there's that I just put in chat. I actually wish that I had similar to the Meowster logo and the gay Rados. Like, I wish I had a pixel art version from Subtopia that we could turn into a cardboard cutout to have at Pride. But I've already like totally exploded my budget for this event, so I can't commission that right now. But I would totally like make a cutout to have at Pride. So the idea is we have a couple of the different characters from streams. So like if Mirror Me can send me a version of Fish Rat, we could have Fish Rat there, and it would be kind of like, let me turn this camera back on. Hold on. I can't show both at the same time. So like, here's a mouse pad, so it would be way bigger than this. Like I'm imagining it would be like chest sized maybe, like width. So it's bigger. But then you'd have like, I have to draw now. Very excited about explaining this idea. Let me get this piece of paper from my desk. We'd have these different little assets that we could design digitally and then print. And then Harley, Cryptid, and I are going to get together and physically craft these items that are, well, they'll be one of a kind handmade things. But we're going to have like one of these that says Trans Joy for Trans Liberation. I don't know which line which thing will be on, but so we'll have that, and then we'll have like a cutout that's like, you're gonna spam font Rex. And then we'll have, so that's the speech bubble, and then we'll have like, if we can get a trans Gengar figured out, we'll have like trans Gengar. Here's Gengar, those little fingies, those little feetsies. I don't know, Gengar's face looks like, he's got a big smile though. A little tail. There you go, trans Gengar. And then we'll have Let Nefertiti table at Pride. Oh my gosh, we have talked about bringing the cats to the booth. We think about it every year, but honestly, I have not socialized the cats so that that would be a good experience for them. But my friend, whose online handle is High as a Bird, is a dog trainer, and in the past has brought their service animal to the tent. So then there's a dog on a place bed, and people are like, oh my gosh, dog is so cute. So here's Gengar. And then we could have Fish Rat, which, you know, you'll know what Fish Rat looks like, right? There's Fish Rat. So you have like, you know, fish face, rat ears, head empty, no thoughts, little rat body, tail. So then people will just be like, what is this wacky character? That's feet. So it's like the Gengar is a maybe because it's like, you know, DMCA, I don't want Pokemon to get mad at us for making a trans Gengar. But Fish Rat we definitely made. Trans Gengar we definitely made. Like, I was thinking we could do some of the cat hug emotes. So like we could do, I was thinking the non-binary one and the disabled one. Because again, there's going to be so much like non-binary or like pink, blue, white, trans stuff at Pride. You feel like Nintendo won't find you, but still. Well, because the whole idea, okay, so the reason for the characters, so we also have a Calico Pikachu and the Meowster logo and the cat hug emotes that we could also use. So even if we, wait, where's Pikachu? Oh, is it gone? It might be gone. Interesting. What if I type Calico? No. I used to have the Pikachu and Gengar on the Transverse channel. I like maintained a sub to their channel just so I could show you all the emotes, but maybe I just don't have a sub right now. So these three plus Cat Hug, GM logo, and Pikachu. So anyway, so we print these out on paper, we like glue it to cardboard, we cut out the cardboard, and then we'll have like chest-sized things that people can pose with and take pictures with. Maybe in front of this cool banner that says Trans Joy for Trans Liberation, and then here's their head, and they're holding a cool thing. Like, imagine if that, so there's like a photo booth element of this plan that we have hatched. So we're trying to, like, I did not have very many joyful ideas, and my wonderful friend Andrea just like, it was like her brain was on fire. She had so many good ideas back to back to back. But yeah, you can't see the thing I'm gesturing at because I don't have it pulled up. Can Fish Rat help in plot for Moon Cheese? I mean, probably. It is cool. Yeah. So there's like a picture booth element. So that's what the little characters are for. Cardboard cutouts. People can pose with them, take pictures with them. Maybe in front of this. There's like, okay, this is my last interactive idea, and then we are 20 minutes past. I'm getting the sense that the mods that are around are not needing to go to bed, so that's why I'm pushing a little past time right now. But anyway, so the interactive content is, my first idea was, what if we did like little genderful interviews at Pride, and the offering or the opportunity was that people could actually join, like have a special episode of Genderful that was filmed live at Trans Pride Seattle. I don't know if I'm going to have enough people to do that, because in order to produce that, we would need 2 people whose job was to do that, because we need like an interviewing person and a camera person. And then if we're doing that, then that means, because we only have 4 people total, so that means that the other 2 people, one person would be selling merch the whole time, and the final person would be answering questions about what is Gender Meowster and doing the pitch for the whole thing to anyone who's like, what is this about? That's not enough people. We actually, like, if we had 2 more people, I think we could do it pretty comfortably. So I was like, well, maybe we could just do it for like an hour, or like do it for a little bit and take breaks or something. But you know, there's like hundreds of people that come to this thing, and it's so chaotic, and there's so many people, and it's wonderful. So the like live recording part, we might need to table for another time. But I was thinking like, wow, what if we could get like a little half page, like, you know, sign this waiver to be on our show thing, where people are signing it. I don't know the, like, do people need to have their own copy that they keep forever? Do they just sign the little paper and you're done? Yeah, live recording is a big deal, plus audio. Well, I do have the solution for the audio. We already have lapel mics, my wife and I, because we did a live recording of a wedding that I officiated that she filmed. And so I had the lapel mic for me for that. So I would just hold the lapel mic in my, like, up to my face, and then hold it up to their face when they answer. So, I mean, it could be a clipboard, half sheet that says a thing. The other half of the sheet is like signing it. So, like, you know, I release my stuff for no pay, blah, blah, blah. I acknowledge it's going to be on, you know, YouTube and podcast, whatever. And I don't need any further heads up about it. This is all the heads up I need. Sign here. Like, I could see it in my head. And we have the full booth this year. So we could actually, like, use half of the tent space for the recording and half of it for the rest. But I don't know. It might just be a little too overcomplicated. Like if like 1 or 2 more people were coming, we could totally do it. So maybe I'll ask some other friends if they'd be willing to do that thing, because I bet I have people who, like, are willing to ask the same question over and over. Like, because the prompt is, what brings you trans joy? I was thinking I could look at the Genderful episode, like, structure and take the 3 questions from the end that we ask everyone and ask everyone that at Pride. But then I was like, well, maybe 3 questions is too many, because you need a really bite-sized activity. People don't have, 20 minutes to sit there and talk to you, really. At least your average person won't. Maybe a couple will, but not your average person. So then I thought, well, if our banner thing is Trans Joy for Trans Liberation, then let's focus on that and just do that part. Anyway, so that's a whole idea that's kicking around in my brain. But the other idea that Andrea had is, look, some people aren't going to want their face filmed, but they might want to still participate or whatever. So you might consider having like an analog written version of this as well that people can do. So then, if you have kids, for example, like I wouldn't want to do a video and verbal interview with anyone over the age of, or under the age of 18, just for like, I don't know the laws about that and I don't want to mess around. So like if there were trans youth, like we could have them do writing, and then I was like, oh yeah, if we do it in a certain way, like, you know, you're going to have the people that just want to jot down a thought, but some people are going to want to like spend half an hour drawing a really complex drawing, you know, that's part of the deal. And so then it's like, well, what if we had the second piece that was like a board that people could draw on? And then I don't know, well, okay, is it a whiteboard? Is it a foam board? Is it a big piece of butcher paper? Probably not, because there's nothing to write on. Like, unless we had a table that was dedicated to that, but I would like it to be like upright so people can see it when they're walking by. So anyways, and then is it like, well, do we have people like draw things on sticky notes and we put sticky notes on some kind of board, or do we like, you know, just give them pens and go wild with this canvas? So those, I haven't made those decisions. I'm open to ideas or suggestions or preferences that people might have. But if we did also do the like genderful episode that is what brings you trans joy thing, the video of the drawing, like that could be, or like pictures of the drawing or components of the drawing, like that could be a whole part of the genderful episode. I have not even talked to Wolves and Lexington about editing this yet, so that's a whole thing. But this idea just happened like on a phone call, like maybe it was yesterday, I don't know. It's been a whirlwind the last 5 days preparing for Pride in my brain. Because I was sick all of last week, and now it's like, well, I need to, like, anything that other people have to do and get back to me, we got to do it this week so that shipping and stuff can happen and I have all the assets in time for the thing. So it's a whole thing. I'm going to spend the next 2 Saturdays preparing for it. Yeah. Anyway, so there might be a cool board thing. And the question, what brings you trans joy? So I just think that sounds fun. I know we talk about plenty of serious things like in our communities and what have you, but I do feel like the core of what the Genderful podcast is about is like documenting trans joy and like the full view or full aspect of trans people. Like, we are not just trans, like we also have special interests and care about other things. And so, like, you know, making sure that it's clear that that is what we're about. I don't know. And then there's going to be QR codes for, oh my gosh, all the things. It's like a visual link tree. And Harley put all these QR codes together for us. Because, you know, the business card that has the link to the link tree / websites, plural websites, that's all there. But Andrew was like, yeah, but like people need to like scan a thing and follow right away. And like, you know, you'll see that boost in viewers or followers or whatever, like instantaneously, instead of, you know, maybe if people read the hard material in their stuff, they might think about it, you know? So cool to hear about your plans. We need to head out for now. But yes, Trans Joy for Trans Liberation for real. We are not just trans, we also start elaborate plans. Plots to eat the moon. Nice. Love it. So yeah. Anyway, that's the thoughts. I see many DMs about fonts. Thank you for your thoughts. With that, we're going to go over here. We're going to wrap up. We have ads starting in 4 minutes, so I'm going to prepare a raid for us. The person I was going to raid earlier is now not streaming, so I'm going to go see who is still live. Let's see. There are many options in the world. Augie's live? Heck yeah. I want to see Augie. Hi, Sunberry is back just in time to say bye. Sun, I just did like a 20-minute info dump about all the graphic materials and plans we have for Pride, tabling at Pride. If you feel like watching the end of the VOD and getting caught up on that, it could be fun. What's Augie up to? Just so I can preload everybody with that information. Art, of course. Oh, we're drawing ponies. Okay, is it? Looks like it's not super scary pony yet, at least. So we're going to go say hey to Mrs. Gendered. There's our raid messages. Art. The first raid message, the emotes will work for you if you have a subscription to the channel. The second one, those are global emotes that work everywhere. Augie streaming art today, also known as Mrs. Gendered. So earlier when someone commented on liking my YouTuber, lol. The person who made my VTuber that you've been watching bounce around on screen when in this wheelchair for the last 3 hours is the one we're going to go raid. Augie is using the tags English, hanging out, and digital art. And the about says, hello, you probably know me via my nickname Augie. I'm a digital comic artist and illustrator based in Texas. Products used, iPad Air, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a throne link, which is great. Augie is wonderful. You should commission Augie if you haven't yet. I forgot to do the raid command. That's my fault. Mrs. Gendered. Okay, let me think for a very brief moment about what is coming up the next very soon while. I'm actually going to go back to this scene for a moment. So if you check this out, we have a super cool graphic of our plan for the week. So this Thursday, in two heckin' days, is Contributor Appreciation Day Pride Edition, which is very exciting. I should probably connect with the people doing that. Plan Thursday stream. And then all month, Trashcan Wolves is hosting Got to Meow Them All Tarot raids in the Discord server if you would like to play some Scarlet and Violet with the community. That's happening for the month of June. I think it's possible on June 30th, so the day after Trans Pride Seattle, Wolves might be hosting more cool things. Some tabletop shenaniganery, potentially. And then I think in July, you're also potentially on Fridays going to do some Temtem. So there's going to be Friday evening activities in the server for the next 2 months. Other things to note coming up, Mom is not able to do the Tarot for Trans this month, so we're going to be doing the meme stream next Thursday. Next week, we have Shenanigans on Tuesday. And then, hold on, I'm missing something. On the 17th, we have Jess, also known as Fun and Games, on Genderful. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time.